So anyways, there's a new Taylor Swift doc coming out. I'll bring this up on the screen for you to check out. So it says Taylor Swift doc to examine how she skillfully navigated controversy throughout her career. Interesting. The Guy King directed two-parter set to air on the UK's Channel 4. If we have anybody here watching on the live stream, I just wonder what Channel 4 is in the UK. What kind of reputation it has. So it says it's no secret that Taylor has become one of the most successful musicians of all time, but how did she get there? That's exactly what a new documentary coming to the UK's Channel 4 aims to find out. As announced exclusively by Deadline on Tuesday, an upcoming two-part series tentatively titled Taylor will trace the pop star's two-decade career from its early stages to becoming a billion-dollar industry-dominating machine by way of industry insiders and fresh insights pulled from a rare archive. Guy King will direct the project, which does not have an official release date. Taylor Swift is, quote, an unprecedentedly powerful 21st century voice for women and young people. Under the microscope of social media since the early days of MySpace and Tumblr, she came of age during a new feminist wave. With her fame came controversy, which she so skillfully wrestled to the floor. We're excited to tell her story. King and his team will have an abundance of material to draw from as they dive into Swift's historic rise. The Pennsylvania native has more Billboard Hot 100 entries than any other artist besides Drake and is the only musician to ever win Album of the Year at the Grammys 4 times and has earned the title of first singer to ever become a billionaire based on songs and performances alone. Didn't know that. As far as controversy goes, Swift has plenty to analyze on that front as well. The musician has been scrutinized on everything from her love life to her feuds with fellow industry titans such as Kanye West and Scooter Braun, the latter of which culminated in Swift finally reclaiming ownership of her masters by purchasing them in this past May. With that in mind, Taylor will be far from the first documentary-style project to explore her life and career. I guess it's called Taylor, this documentary. Swift personally participated in Netflix Miss Americana, a Lana Wilson-directed doc about the musician's trajectory and political awakening in 2019. I didn't even know about that. Have you seen that? I've never even heard of that. Huh. So new Taylor doc coming your way. That is the first little bit of Taylor news this week, but there's a lot of Taylor news to get to. You're not ready. So who do you think the Swifties hate the most? That'd be interesting. That'd be a good poll. Who do Swifties hate the most? Clearly at the top of that list, near the top, maybe at the top, is this guy, Scooter Braun. Enemy of all Swifties, if I've ever known one. Now, Scooter Braun says that, quote, they made the horrible miscalculation that I care. So he's referring to the Taylor Swift fans that hate him. He's saying, dude, I don't care. The music executive also said he believes, quote, everybody in the end won in the feud over Swift's masters. Now, here's a question for the Swifties. How do you feel about him saying that everybody won? His idea is that he made money off the masters and Taylor made money off the masters. Or will. No, well, yeah. Hold on. Let me back it up. His argument, I'm pretty sure, is that Taylor now owns the masters, made all this extra money off of the Taylor's versions. He made money off the masters. Scott Borchetta made money off the masters. So everybody won. But if you're a Swiftie, how do you feel about that? That would be my question. Because that's basically what he's saying. Now, another thing I want to know is how do we feel about this? So these are the new wax figures that are going up in Madame Tussauds around the world of Taylor Swift. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Not to sound like your eye doctor, but which one do you think is the best? 4, 3, 2, or 1? Literally, I'm asking you. Let me know in the comments. These are pretty good in my opinion. We're in this age where I don't know if we don't have good sculptors anymore, but these statues of sports figures goes up and they're always terrible. You think of the Dwayne Wade one, the what's his name? Cristiano Ronaldo. Is that how you say his name? I don't know. I don't watch soccer, football. This is pretty good. I think that looks like Taylor Swift. This one's all right. That one I think really looks like her. That kind of looks like her too. That's actually pretty good. I don't know. I think these are great, but you let me know how you feel about those. And just so everybody knows, they unveiled 13 of these. The new figures will appear in locations in Amsterdam, Berlin, Blackpool, Budapest, Hollywood, Hong Kong, Las Vegas, London, Nashville, New York, Orlando, Shanghai, and Sydney. Now that is world famous. That is when you know you're world famous. That's crazy. Good for Taylor. I think those look pretty good. I don't think you can be mad at that. Now, this is a really weird story. So Taylor obviously dated Matty Healy. Everybody knows that. And Matty Healy's mom, Denise Welch, explained why she's, quote, glad she isn't Taylor Swift's mother-in-law. So Denise Welch went on Andy Cohen's show, Watch What Happens Live, and basically said she's glad that the 1975 frontman, her son's whirlwind romance with the pop star ended in 2023. So, quote, obviously on pain of death, can I talk about that episode? Welch began when the topic of Healy and Swift's past relationship first came out. Quote, but not being her mother-in-law is a role that I'm glad that I lost. Not that I have anything against her at all. The talk show host elaborated when audience members started to chuckle. Quote, it was tricky. You're not allowed to say anything. And then she writes a whole album about it. But Matty has taken it all in completely good grace. That is kind of interesting because, like, you know, if you date a celebrity, you're probably going to have to sign an NDA, or you don't sign an NDA. Brianna Chicken Fry. She was offered an NDA from Zach Bryan, didn't sign it, told her story, whatever. I also know other people that have dated celebrities that signed the NDA. So if you date Taylor Swift, I wonder if you have to sign an NDA. But it is funny, the point that the mom's making is like, well, wait, is that fair that Taylor writes a whole album about it? Doesn't name you, but then her fans, you know, they're so smart, they can figure it out. And then you don't get to talk about it. Is that fair? If you date Taylor Swift and you have to sign an NDA and she gets to write an album about it and be a little vague, but still write an album about it, but you can't. Huh. I never thought of it like that. That's interesting. Let's see if she said anything else. Quote, this is Matty Healy's mom talking. Quote, he's very happy with his amazing fiance, Gabriette, who is gorgeous. So we've moved on. Isn't it kind of funny that, like, if you compliment a woman, you say how, like, pretty she is? You'd never be like, a man is, oh, yeah, he's a great guy. He's gorgeous. It's just interesting to think about that. It's crazy he's already engaged. I guess 2023 was, what, 2 years ago? We do have more Swift news, I believe. No, that was it. I believe that was it.